1, 2, 3, 4, la, 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 la.
This is the Stoked Bloke Show, peoples, where we believe surfing is medicine and the ocean is the cure.
Wave killer. Jerry Lopez called me wave killer. I was like, what? We'd just go and hang out at the shop, and skateboarding started happening. We skated all the time. If we weren't surfing, we were skating. Dude, you made the cover of the Waves Australia magazine. I go, what? Wait a minute, you got the mortgage payment paid, you got these beautiful girls here, and we get to eat tuna sandwiches?
Hello people, welcome to the Stoked Bloke Show. I'm Barton Lynch, I am the Stoked Bloke, and on today's show, which is brought to you by a New Earth project and coming to you from the Pipeline Studios, I have an OG of the shortwave revolution, a big wave rider as well, a professional surfer, a windsurfer, a kite surfer, an all-round waterman from California, the one and only Allen Sarlo.
Oh, thank you so much. Wow, what an honor to be here.
So good to have you with us, mate.
Nice introduction.
And I've surfed with you so many times now at sunset,
Yes.
and you are still on your game, mate. You're so inspiring.
Oh, thank you. I just love surfing. You know, it just gives us so much back. You know, you feel good. The sun, the ocean. I think when you go out in the water and you surf, you're younger when you come in than you actually when you paddle down.
That's true, mate. I guarantee that's right. There's this. My wife is very into natural health, and she's always concerned about, you know, even the shampoo that you put in your hair and that washes off your body.
Yeah.
And I say to her, you're concerned about the shampoo. How about us who sit out there and soak in that salt water? Medicine.
Medicine.
Yeah.
Amen.
Tell us a little bit about how you got into surfing. How did you find it? How did it start for you, this lifelong journey?
Oh, yeah. Well, my dad was a lifeguard on the beach at Venice Beach. I had an older brother. He hung out with all the best surfers in Venice, Santa Monica. So I used to go surfing with my older brother, Michael, and all his older friends were great surfers. And they used to like roll me on the beach and make me a sugar donut.
Yeah.
and kind of, you know, teach me the ins and outs of surfing. But
we call it a crumb cutlet in Australia.
Yeah, crumb cutlet. But the great thing is they would go to Malibu, and my dad made my older brother take me surfing when I was 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I saw Mickey Dora, Mickey Munoz, Lance Carson just surfing those beautiful waves in Malibu, and I was like, oh my God, I can't, please.
I want to do that.
I want to do that.
How were those influences as a young man? You weren't living at Malibu yet, right?
Yeah, it was a long way from Venice to Malibu. It was great because we drove along the PCH, and there's all these beautiful old restaurants and just a lot of nostalgic. It was incredible. My dad being a lifeguard was wild because I just hung out underneath the lifeguard tower.
Right.
And believe it or not, he was a cop at night and a lifeguard during the day. He had 2 city jobs to support his family. So that was pretty fun.
My dad was a cop as well, and
sick.
involved in the surf life saving thing as well. He was the president of the Whale Beach Surf Club and all of that. So exactly the same background there.
Small world, yeah.
How was Venice Beach as a young man? That was a wild place to grow up, huh?
It was wild, but the waves were good. We had this thing called the Venice Jetty. One of the first memories of the Venice Jetty was Derek Dorner lived in Malibu, and he's I think 6 months older than me, and he was the best young kid at Malibu. And whenever I went to Malibu, I saw Derek surf. And so one day I hear that Derek's moving to Venice.
Right.
And he's going to Mark Twain Junior High School, and I'm like, oh shit. Because at Mark Twain there was 1/3 Mexican, 1/3 black, and 1/3 white, and you had to sit in the proper spot, otherwise you get beat up on. And
no interracial activities allowed.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So nutrition, I run out and I see Derek, and he's there, and he's sitting at the Mexican bench, and I'm like, oh my God.
This might not end well.
And by the time I walk over there, the Mexican threw a punch at Derek, and Derek's up, and he's fighting back. And it's a full-on fight.
First day at school.
First day at school. And so I run over and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm fending off like 10 Mexicans. I'm like, let them fight, because they would have jumped in there, you know?
Yeah.
And so the principal came, and we get taken to the principal's office, and we're there all day, and we're just talking surf story. Like, like, oh, well, that was first day of school, no big deal. And we're talking surf story, and then the school bell rings 3 o'clock. And we walk out, and I go, how'd you get here? And he goes, oh, I rode my bike. So we go to the bike rack, and his bike is flat. And
they got him.
They got him. I go, wow, that's weird, And so we're walking, and there's 30 Mexicans over there, and they go, there they are. And they're chasing us. And I told Derek to get on my seat, and we pedaled like to...
You two escaping.
Yeah, and it was like a 3D movie. It was like, and I was like, wow. So we went down one alley, went down another alley, went up another alley, and then Derek goes, oh, I live right here. He opened a 6-foot gate, and we went in the gate, and we closed the gate, and all we heard was like just an army roaring by us. And we laughed so hard for so long. We were just laughing, and that's how we met.
That's the first time you met Derek Dorner.
Yeah. And then we became best friends, and we skateboarded and surfed. He would have been on the Zephyr skateboard team. He actually was on the team, but he moved away.
Right.
Imagine your best friend moving away at that time. And I was like, oh, shit. But then he calls me like a year later, and he goes, I'm living on the North Shore. And I'm like, wow. And he said, I'm lifeguarding at Pipeline Beach. And I'm, wow. So he says, come on over. So I fly over, and he goes, yeah, I'm staying right across the street at Pipeline. And I go, really, where are you staying at? And it was a chicken coop. We were just kids. We were like 19, 20 years old. Oh. He threw a carpet over the chicken coop and had electric cord, and it was him and David Kanamoko living right across the street and lifeguarding here. And I was just like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just,
This was the epicenter back then as it is today.
Oh, yeah. And, and so that was like the introduction to the North Shore.
Yeah.
One of them, anyways.
Tell us about your very first trip here. You came when you were 15 years old. You conned your mum into bringing you?
Yeah, I think I was 16 or 17. I just won the West Coast Junior Surfing Championships.
Yeah.
And they just opened the Quilima Hotel. Back then it was called the Quilima.
Yeah.
And it was in the magazine, New Hotel. And I go, Mom, they opened a hotel and they have a smorgasbord and you could play tennis. And she goes, we're in. So
that was an easy sell.
Because my birthday is January 9th and it was Christmas. I said for my Christmas and birthday present. So we flew over, we stay at the Turtle Bay, and I brought my surfboard, obviously, and I'm sitting at the hotel and the light's going off, and I go, I'm talking to somebody, I go, I got to get to Sunset Beach. Where's Sunset Beach? And they go, oh, the lifeguard, he'll take you to Sunset Beach. So I walk up to the lifeguard, I go, will you drive me to Sunset Beach? And he goes, well, I don't know, man, you got to jump off these rocks and paddle out and ride some waves, and if you can handle it, I'll drive you to Sunset Beach, right? So I jumped off the rocks, I paddled out, and it was 6 foot, but it was pretty good. And I caught like 4 or 5 waves. I came in, and the lifeguard goes, okay, kid, I'll drive you to Sunset Beach. So he drove me to Sunset Beach, and I'm standing there, and I drive up, and I see Al Chapman and Sammy Hawk. They're in a VW Bug, and I'm like just standing next to them, just checking it out. And they go, it doesn't look very good out there. We're gonna go to Rocky Point. And I'm like, Rocky Point? Where's Rocky Point? And they go, just that way. So I saw them drive to Rocky Point. So I run down the Rocky Point, and it's just closed out. It's just big and closed out. I wasn't very good. So I go, shit, I'm running back to Sunset. So I ran back to Sunset, and I saw them paddling out. They already got the boards off the car, and they're paddling out. So I paddled out right behind him, and that was
Your first surf ever.
my first surf. Yeah, it was incredible.
Is it one of your favourite waves in the world?
Yeah, it's so challenging,
Yeah.
and when you get a good one, it's so rewarding. You know,
Yeah.
you just go, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the, and it's always different, isn't it? You never surf it, it's the same twice.
Yeah, yeah, it's always moves around, but you get to know the lineup. And sometimes when that west peak comes, you got to hold your position because you.
That's the scary part, eh?
So, no, the funny story is that I was surfing out there with Mark Fu.
Yes.
And
Rest in peace.
yeah, rest in peace. He was such a great friend, and he and Peter Cole was out there.
Right. Who your dad knew Peter Cole?
My dad lifeguarded with Peter Cole in Santa Monica. Who knew? I didn't know this. You know,
unbelievable.
I was just a kid.
Yeah.
And so I'm out there at sunset, and it was pretty good size. Kid Bradshaw, who, you know, all the boys are out there, and Peter Cole goes, "Sarlo, are you Sarlo's boy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Chuck Sarlo, I know your dad. I lifeguarded with him." And he goes, "Come sit over, come sit over with us."
Right.
And I'm sitting there with Fu, and Fu goes, "Go." He's calling you to go sit with the boys. So I, man, I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" That was amazing. Yeah.
Peter and Lucky Cole.
Yeah.
Legends, you know.
First legends of Sunset Beach, one of the first anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they came from the same part of the
came
world
from
as you.
Santa Monica, Venice, wow, pioneers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell us about growing up in that part of the world. Obviously, Dogtown and Z-Boys, we want to go there and hear about that time for you as a young man.
We had no idea. I mean, I surfed for Dewey Weber and Blue Chair, and then the Jeff Ho shop opened up. It was a select surf shop one day, and then it closed. And then it was the Jeff Ho shop, and Jeff was just so innovative. Yeah. It was the shortboard revolution.
Yes.
And he made these they were called the California Guns, and Ben Ipa came over and shaped with Jeff.
Right.
So it was like the boards were airbrushed and beautiful and light. That's what they were. They were light.
Right.
They were glass with like 6 ounce, sanded coat only, no gloss, and super light. One of my best friends was Ronnie J and Wayne and Noah. They were the best surfers on the team, and they knew me, and we were good friends. And they go, "We're going to get you on the Jeff Ho team." And I was like, "Oh my God, really?" So when I was 16, I got on the Jeff Ho team, and we used to go after school. We'd just go to the shop.
Right.
We'd just go and hang out at the shop, and skateboarding started happening. Yeah. And strangely enough, back then, I lived like a block away from Jay Adams.
Okay.
And Jay and I just became, rest in peace, Jay. Became great friends. Yeah. Yeah, like we're, tight. Yeah. And his mom used to take us surfing, drive us, because we couldn't drive. Yeah. And too young. And so he drove us up and down the coast and all over. And Jay was just so talented. Yeah. And his dad, Kent, worked for Dave Sweet, and Jeff Ho told Kent to make these fiberglass skateboards.
Gotcha.
And that was the original Z-Flex.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we used to skate down Bicknell Hill. And Jay was so funny. If a guy had a funny style or something, or goofy, Jay would always have a straw with a spitball, and he goes, and he hit.
Oh, well, you chew the paper up.
Yeah, chew the paper.
And make the little.
And he'd spitball at people, and I'm like, "Whoa, dude!" I'd be dodging.
We don't want trouble, do
we? Yeah, we would. And then he would just run behind me because I was a bigger kid
and high.
And I didn't even know what was going on. All of a sudden I see him just run behind me, and he goes, "Alan, you got to protect me. These kids are after me." And I go, you know, are we okay, guys? And they go, oh, we're okay. So,
So what different times they were. The Derek Dorner story.
Yeah.
Now with Jay. Conflict? A lot of conflict between tribal elements, or?
no, all the surfers were just so stoked on each other because there was only 4 or 5 of us, you know.
Small group.
It was a small group, and we were all had these short surfboards, little boards, and we're, you know, trying to rip the waves or whatever. And it was Derek and Jay Adams, me, Matt Warshaw was there too, believe it or not, and Nathan Pratt. We all just like hung together.
Yeah.
And we like went over each other's house and went surfing. It was the best. It was the best.
Do you think it was perhaps the best time to be a surfer? Shortboards coming in, crowds are small, there's no social media or public really acknowledgement of what you're doing, you just foot loose and fancy free, huh?
Yeah, but the surfboards weren't, they were good, but they're not what they are today. You know, you had a single fin, and you had to stand right on the fin to turn the board and, you know, get it. So, and then you had to surf in the pocket because that's where the speed of the wave was. So you really had to figure that out, you know, how to stand on the tail and stay in the pocket of the wave. So we all, you know, used to watch each other surf and like, okay, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, it's an incredible time, and the skateboard thing evolved into what is now known as a generational influence on skateboarding itself.
Oh yeah,
the whole Zephyr team.
We went after school and we hung out at the shop, and then Tony Alva came on the team, and all the boys. Stacy Peralta went to Venice High School, and Nathan and I got Stacy on the team. Believe it or not.
Wow.
And Stacy was a great skateboarder. He goes, "You're on," you know. It's just like you're on the team. And Stacy was a great surfer too. He's a goofy foot, and so it was like Stacy, Nathan, me, Jay, you know, Derek Dorner. We were just like, we just loved hanging out with each other, and we all just went surfing, you know, at Bay Street and sometimes Oxnard Shores and Malibu. But it was a special time. And then C.R. Sessick was there with his camera, and Skip Emblem was like coaching us. But Jeff Ho owned the whole shop. It was all his money, you know. He paid for everything, and it was really a magical time.
If you haven't seen Dogtown and the Z-Boys, which you must have, everyone's seen it. That's an incredible documentary, and then the movie itself was amazing too. Yeah. Did they reflect those times for you? They do a good job of showing us who weren't there how it was?
Yeah. I think they did a great job.
And the influence of skateboarding on surfing? Powerful.
Oh yeah.
Big influence.
Oh yeah.
That's where you could get repetition, I suppose, and practice and rehearse.
Yeah. Bottom turn and cutbacks and off the tops and all of it. We skated all the time. If we weren't surfing, we were skating.
And wild times at the shop.
Oh,
things were pretty loose back in the old days, eh?
Yeah, but I was super straight, and I had no idea what was going on.
Right.
But they were, you know, smoking pot, and there was a couple girls that worked at the shop that were always in the sanding room, and like, what are they doing in the sanding room? And you can't go in there. And, you know, they'd be in there like for 30 minutes and come out and like putting their clothes back on and stuff.
The wild old days of surfing. Yeah. And that's, you know, gone down in the annals of history. People will always talk about that time that you got to live and its influence over the future of surfing and skateboarding. Yeah. How does that feel to have been it's such a monumental moment? Really special.
I was more of a surfer. I didn't want to get hurt in the pool, and I had more of a surfing career. I won the West Coast Junior Championships and the Malibu 4A contest the same year. And in the Malibu 4A contest was Del Dobson, David Nueva, Mike Purpose, and this guy named Tony Staples was the best guy from San Diego,
Yeah.
and Chris O'Rourke. So the best surfers in California, but it was at Malibu, and I kind of was figuring it out.
You knew how that worked.
I got lucky and won that. So that, like, projected me onto the World Pro Surfing Circuit in, I think, 77.
Yeah.
I went to Australia and South Africa and had a good time. But I had a heat against Rabbit one time, in like a man-on-man heat against Rabbit. He wouldn't let me catch a wave. I had no idea.
That's how it works.
I had no clue. I just beat Critter Burn, and then I had a heat against Rabbit, and he paddled me like we were at the Bay of Plenty in South Africa. He paddled me like 2 jetties that way. He wouldn't let me catch a wave.
You learned fast?
I learned fast, but I was so stoked for those guys. I saw them creating a pro surfing circuit, and I didn't want to get in their way, you know what I mean? I didn't want to like, I'm out surf them or anything. I was so stoked for them. They were building professional surfing and stuff, and I knew in my heart that my dad wanted me to be a realtor.
Oh yeah?
So he wanted me to get in the real estate business, and so I was like, okay, I'm not messing with these guys. They were so serious about pro surfing. It was like I'm down here, and they're next level up there.
Well, I don't know about that levels thing, because not many Americans, when I was a kid, made an impression in Australia. With Midget Farrelly, Nat Young, then, like you said, Rabbit and Mark Richards and that whole generation. We were obsessed by Australians and influenced by Australians. But there were 3 Americans in my time as a kid who influenced and made their way through. And it was Chris O'Rourke. Yeah. And he had the battles with cancer and passed away. So send out another shout to a legend, rest in peace. Mike Purpose and the backhand bottom turns at Pipeline.
Oh, he's my hero.
Yeah, when I saw them, how incredible were those backhand bottom turns? Oh, God.
And the cutback, the roundhouse cutback.
Yeah, the big roundhouse.
At Sunset.
Mike Purpose. And then a young man known to us as the Wave Killer. Tell us about that time. That was your nickname, that's with the magazines, and that was the shortboard revolution, wasn't it?
That was the shortboard revolution. I got a picture in Surfing Magazine, and Dave Gilovich wrote a caption, "The first man to actually kill a wave."
You were so powerful.
Oh, thanks.
And aggressive in your approach.
Yeah. I just figured I'd use my body, and I tried to be smooth, make it look pleasant, but that was fun. And one day I'm out at Malibu, in this big Malibu, and Jerry Lopez and Peter Townend, they were filming Big Wednesday, and it was a big swell. And Jerry Lopez, Peter Townend, we were out at Malibu, and I catch a wave, and Jerry's on the set behind me, right? And he's catching this beautiful wave. I'm watching him surf, and he kicks out and goes, "Wave Killer." Jerry Lopez called me Wave Killer. I was like, what? I had no idea. Yeah. He kicked out and goes, "The Wave Killer." And gave me that Jerry Lopez smile, I was like, wow.
I've got it. That's the nickname. That was a moment in time, mate. It made its way all the way to Australia, and we knew you. We knew about you, and from that aggressive, powerful approach you had. But you're also been known for your style, and you've got a really beautiful blend of how you ride a wave.
Yeah, I worked on it. I've been working on my style. I still work on it. It's fun.
It's a lifelong commitment.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy. I got a picture out of Off the Wall, Backdoor Pipeline maybe, and I made the cover of Waves Australia magazine.
Righto.
And I'm hanging with Bobby Owens and Mark Fu, and they go, "Dude, you made the cover of the Waves Australia magazine." I go, "What?"
Tell us about your bottom turn, mate. I've seen some crazy photos of that bottom turn of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yours.
I think BK, and Jeff Hackman. I just tried to mimic them, and I was a strong kid, so I was like, okay, I'm going to really turn hard. And I think if you wanted to get recognition, you had to surf a little different. I was a little bit more aggressive, so I just like, okay, I'm going to put everything into this bottom turn. give it all. And then the whole goal was to get off the bottom and get up to the top of the wave, and do nice off the top.
Yeah, vertical. Get vertical in the
get
pocket.
vertical.
Did you ever see what we witness kids doing today, the waves that they're riding and how high they go into the air and the aerials? Did you ever imagine that type of surfing that we witness today was possible?
Not really, but
No.
we did do a little bit of airs, but they're really like this.
It was
you
progression.
get off the top and you kind of go out the back.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, no way. The Air 360 and all of that is just like mind blowing.
Yeah, it's so beyond what I am ever imagined someone could do in surfing.
Yeah.
It's gone to a whole nother level. And someone who I believe was instrumental in all of that was Larry Bertlemann.
Oh yeah,
Let's talk a little bit. Yeah, let's talk a little
was our
about
hero.
Yeah.
He came. Ben Ipa brought Larry Bertlemann to Santa Monica and hung out at the Jeff O shop.
Okay.
Believe it
yeah.
or not, and
Well,
Larry,
it makes- Bert.
yeah, and Larry surfed in one of the first pro contests at Malibu, and we were just kids, we mimicked whatever Larry Bertlemann did,
Yeah.
styles, but is the LB cutback and all
LB
that stuff.
cutting.
Oh my God.
We were doing Berts in Australia,
Yeah, Berts.
not knowing that in California people are doing it. All around the world,
Yeah.
people were doing that style of turn on their skateboards and being influenced by Larry Bertlemann and that hot dogging style.
With a smile on your face.
Yeah.
That's brought the stoke, right?
Yeah.
Stoked blokes.
The Stoked Bloke. And you're another Stoked Bloke, mate. You've had a great life. You've created that great life for you. You mentioned real estate. How come, was Dad into real estate as well? Or you
Yeah.
said police and the lifeguarding and...
Yeah, he was into real estate. He didn't give me any fish, but he taught me how to fish.
Yeah.
He wouldn't like give me anything because okay, this is how you do it. Get your real estate license.
Yep.
Work hard. And then buy a house. Like I bought my first house when I was 18, but it was $55,000. I was so scared.
Yeah.
I closed escrow. I was so petrified of a mortgage payment.
Yes.
It was $500 a month. I go, there's no way I can make the mortgage payment. So I sold it within 30 days before the payment was due.
Really?
Yeah, and I made like $7,000, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Oh, it worked. Even short term, it worked.
Yeah, it was a good deal,
Yeah.
Back then, there's no such thing as Zillow or the internet, so it was all
Yes.
word of mouth.
Yeah.
And so, funny story. I was hanging out with Bobby Owens.
Yes.
He lived right here at Sunset, and I
Okay.
used to come and stay with Bobby Owens every winter.
Yep.
And Bobby Owens and I are really good friends. And he goes, this morning I'm going to shoot with Bob Barber.
Yeah.
I go, oh yeah, okay. And he goes, yeah, we're going to shoot Pipeline. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we're going to go to Pipeline and shoot with Bob Barber. He goes, but you can't come. And I'm like, my heart broke, And he goes, it's okay, you're going to go surf with Mark Fu.
Right.
And I go, really? I'm going to go surf with Mark Fu? And he goes, yeah. And so Mark Fu...
Had you met Mark before?
I knew Mark.
Yeah.
We surfed in the East Coast contest together, and I knew Mark. So here comes Mark up the driveway. And Mark was a year older, and he could drive. So he up the driveway, and he walks in and goes, he had it all figured out. He goes, don't worry, Allen. We're going to go to Rocky Point. I have Aaron Chang, Hornbaker, and Devine going to shoot us at Rocky Point. And I was like, I didn't really know anything about how surf photographers worked, how it all worked. But Fu had 3 photographers at Rocky Rights.
To shoot you.
To shoot,
Yeah.
Fu and I. And then Fu knew I was in the real estate business. I just got my real estate license. So Mark goes, I want to buy a house. And I go, really? You want to buy a house? So He goes, yeah, I want to buy a house. I go, okay, we'll find someone that's desperate, right?
Yep.
Find someone that's desperate. So about a year later, he calls me up and he goes, Allen, this guy at Waimea, in that cul-de-sac at Waimea,
Yep.
he goes, the guy built the first house at Waimea and he can't sell it. And I go, oh, really? You can't sell it, huh? And he goes, yeah, it's been on the market for like 6 months. The guy's super desperate. So I go, okay, how much is it? He goes, $118,000. I go over there. Wow. I go over there. And I could qualify. Back then, you could qualify for a loan. I got a 90% loan. Yeah. So we bought it for $115,000. And back then, you could get a credit for repairs. Okay. It was a brand new house, so it needed some repairs. Yeah. It needed some finishings. So I got a $10,000 credit. Right. So basically, I got in with nothing down, right? Wow. And I go, okay, Mark, this is my house and your house. Here you go. Now, you just make the mortgage payment. I don't want to hear anything about it. Yeah. And then when I come over every winter, I have a place to stay. So Mark, it was a duplex, so the downstairs was a 3-bedroom and the upstairs was a 3-bedroom. Wow. So Mark had the downstairs rented out, and the upstairs, he rented it out to Brazilian boogie board chicks.
Yes, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and he had 3 bedrooms, and they all rented out Brazilian boogie board chicks. And then I'd come in, and there'd be a tuna sandwich with alfalfa sprouts just raining down on the sandwich. He goes, and that's your sandwich, after surfing. And I go, wait a minute, you got the mortgage payment paid, you got these beautiful girls here, and we get to eat tuna sandwiches?
Life is good.
I go, you outsmarted me. Yeah. Mark Fu totally outsmarted me. Yeah. You know, and we became like best friends.
Yeah, he was a rare individual, hey?
Yeah, he was
big heart.
Big heart and inspiration.
Mark lost his life at Mavericks.
Yeah.
That was the start of people chasing swells from one location to the next, eh? Right around there?
Yeah. So we were staying at the house, and I just flew in from California, and Mark and I and Bradshaw and Richard Schmidt and Derek Dorner, we had surfed Waimea all day. Right. And I'm sitting on the couch, and he goes, Mavericks is going off. I'm going to go to Mavericks. And I go, are you? He goes, let's go to Mavericks. And it was 2 days before Christmas. And I go, I just got here. Yeah. I'm not flying. And I go, sunset's going to be really good tomorrow. You know, swell's dropping. And he goes, well, I'm going to Mavericks. So I'm sitting on the couch, I'm falling asleep, and he's packing his boards, and he went out the door, and he goes, and I waved like goodbye, have a good time, and that was the last time I saw him alive. It was, yeah, it was terrible.
I mean, it's terrible, but he went doing what he loved.
Yeah.
And chasing his dreams, because he didn't have much fear inside him, Mark Fu.
No, he really didn't. We used to tease each other, Kodak courage. We called it Kodak
courage. When the cameras were there, you could go to another level.
Yeah, but it was more like we were ballsy surfers, but we laughed at, Kodak courage.
Yeah. Talk to me about when the jet skis came in. And you were early into the tow surfing as well?
Yeah, well, luckily I knew Derek Dorner.
Yes.
Derek and I were good friends, and we were, surfing Sunset. And so I started towing a little bit with Derek, and Ken Bradshaw saw me towing with Derek, and Ken goes, Derek, I think, asked Ken if he could, if I could tow with Bradshaw, and I became like one of Bradshaw's towing partners for years, and it was so great because he loved outside yards. Yeah, that long ride.
That big ride.
Yeah. I remember I seen you out there a bunch.
Yeah, we love it too.
Yeah. So that was great. We had a great time, and then Brewer, through Derek, Brewer always needed a place to stay when he came over from Kauai. So Brewer used to stay at my house, and shape my tow boards. And so that was like another, magical time.
Yeah, with the master.
Yeah, with the master.
Yeah. Your life, by all accounts, with the, Derek Dorner at school, even the Mickey Dora, Phil Edwards, those Mickey Munoz, those influences you've always had incredible people around you, it would seem, from the stories.
Yeah, I think I was lucky, and I never did any drugs or did anything stupid, not too stupid anyways. And
which,
yeah,
the surfers of, it was a pretty wild culture inside of surfing at that point in time, and it was easy to make the wrong decisions, to take the wrong turn. Huh?
Yeah, I had my older brother Michael. He kept me on the straight and narrow, and my dad, being a lifeguard and cop, he had the Coconut Wireless in LA, so he knew, what I was doing at all times. So I walked the straight and narrow.
Perfect.
And I'd surfed.
Yeah.
And then I had a fun time surfing, and then at an early age became a competitive surfer.
Yeah. And then you really explored all types of wave riding. You got into the wind sports and were windsurfing, and you kite.
Yeah.
You do it all.
Well, yeah, I was surfing over here and then watching the windsurfers and the kite surfers. I was just like, oh man, when the wind it blows out, you're just like the grumpiest guy in the world, right? The surf blowing out.
Yes.
You're just so
the
grumpy.
waves aren't coming. Yeah.
But if you grab the kite and you're kite surfing, all of a sudden you're smiling, man. You're just like, oh, this is so great.
The conditions are perfect for that.
Perfect when the surf's not good. So you just go right into that, and you just, with the kite surfing, you can ride a small board and actually rip the waves. Yeah,
and it makes me think about making a decision not to go the drug route and the party route creates time and opportunity to do all of the things that you've achieved and ride all the different vehicles, you think?
Oh, yeah. And go to school and, all of it.
Work hard.
Work hard, yeah. My dad used to say, you got to think three-dimensional and do the most productive thing at every given moment.
Right.
And so, and then my brother and I used to do three things at one time.
Right.
Surf, school, work, surf, girlfriend, beautiful wife, work, children, kids, raise a family. So, and then you just do them the best you can.
Yeah.
And
tell us about your kids.
Oh yeah,
please.
Nothing better. I see you surfing with your kids too. Nothing better than surfing with your kids.
I've seen your boy and daughter out at Sunset too. A boy and a girl.
Yeah, boy and a girl. Sophie, she's an incredible surfer. She won the state surfing championship in high school, believe it or not.
Yes.
And my son Colton. He's incredible surfer. He one time beat Connor going left at Huntington. He had a heat against Connor when they were in the
Connor Coffin?
Yeah, Connor Coffin. And I was like, oh shit, you got Connor Coffin in your heat. And he looked at me and he goes, don't worry, Dad.
Really?
Yeah, I just
wow.
And it was, and he beat Connor. Yeah. He was coached though by PT and Brad Gerlach.
Right.
They coached him.
Couple of great coaches.
Yeah. So, but then I wanted him to be a pro surfer, and then he was like, Dad, I'm not really feeling it, pro surfing. Yeah. So I go, okay, well, you got to go to school. You got to go to college. He goes, no problem. So he went and finished college. But now he loves surfing, and he shapes.
Oh, he shapes?
Yeah, he shapes surfboards, and we have a granddaughter, Aurora, and it's magical.
How good's the grandkids?
Yeah, so
see the full circle, right?
Yeah.
Your kids have kids?
Yeah, it's like looking in three mirrors, looking at yourself, looking at your son, and then your son looking at his daughter.
There's the three dimensions your dad was talking about too. But they sound like great advice from your dad. Smart bloke. He put you on the right track, that's for sure.
Yeah, he was a psychology major. He went to SC, believe it or not. Oh, that's a funny story. He wanted me to go to SC.
Righto.
Yeah, and he's going, "You're going to SC," and I was like, "I don't think so," And I go, "They just opened Pepperdine University in Malibu,"
Right.
And I go, "I'm going to Pepperdine," and he goes, "Well, you could go to Pepperdine, but I'm not paying for it," and I'm like, "Okay," so I was like, "Oh shit!" So I applied for a student loan, and I got a student loan, and I paid myself to go to Pepperdine, through Pepperdine, and then I had to pay off the student loan, and I just started making money in real estate, and I paid off the student loan.
So the real, like, obviously the surfing and the sporting life, the ocean life, has created a fantastic life for you. But in your older age now, you're able to surf as much as you do and travel as much as you do and wring as much out of life as you do because of the foundation of the real estate.
Yeah.
Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, and I'm semi-retired, and I just had 2 shoulder replacements.
Yeah.
New ball and sockets here and a new ball and socket here, and my shoulders were gone from surfing.
Yeah.
And so I went in and I asked the doctor, I go, "Do you know any surfers who had a double shoulder replacement and that are still surfing?" And he goes, "No, but you're going to be the poster child."
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't paddle as strong as I used to. I ride a little longer board, a little bit more foam.
Sounds like getting older.
We all like foam. And so, but I love surfing, and I'm, it's just so happy to be in the water.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us about Malibu in the modern day compared to, back when you were a kid. Some of the most stacked lineup I've ever seen, super crowded. Can you get any wave you want out there?
I'm lucky. There's a couple of us, my friend Andy Lyon and myself. Andy grew up at the Colony, and he's the hardcore local.
Yeah.
And because I've been surfing there for 50 years, since I'm 68, and I started surfing there when I was, 12 years old or whatever. So more than 50 years that they let me go.
Yeah.
They let me go. And if someone drops in front of me, the crowd will go, "Hey, get off that wave." So
Yeah, Uncle's on us. Uncle Allen's got
yeah,
it.
Uncle. I'm the full uncle out
That's
there.
so good, mate. And that's one of those, like the pecking order at Pipe, it's one of those things that is an essential part of surfing, that respect for your elders.
Yeah. But I'm like, okay, man, if I got this wave, I got to surf it good.
Yeah.
That's what I think anyway. So I give it my all.
You ripping still, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
What is the key to the longevity? Because you said the double shoulder surgery, you've had other injuries throughout your career, but you're still ripping and you're still right there, and you
thank
feel
you.
when you ride a wave, I feel the passion.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I know you
sick.
love it.
Yeah,
I know you love it.
Yeah.
And so how do you keep that dream alive?
Through your kids, you
Yeah,
watch your kids surf and you want to surf with them.
Yes.
So I was, my kids was in the WSA Prime, and he would do good, and then I would be on the beach watching him. So I entered the Masters the Prime.
Yeah.
And I did good, and then I went to lowers, and I won lowers. So I was the West Coast or whatever United States champion, and that qualified me to go on the World Masters.
Right.
And
Yes.
I got third in the World Masters last year in El Salvador.
Yeah.
And Tommy Kern was in the 50s and I was in the 60s. I was like, oh man, hanging out with Tommy was so good.
There's a lot more depth to wanting to continue to ride waves well.
It's the love of surfing.
Yeah.
It's the love of surfing.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because
Yeah.
I feel it too, mate. It's not,
You're out there
people can look at
ripping.
you and go, you're doing it so you can puff your chest out, but you don't need anyone to see it. You
No.
don't need a photo of it.
No, it's the good wave, I come in, I go, okay, I got a couple good turns. I did this cut back, and you just feel like you're younger when you come in than you are when you go in the water, and you just feel good. And like I tell my wife, I go, okay, you're my wife's number one.
Yeah.
And then my kids are number two, and then my little business activities. And I go, when all three of those are happy, when you guys are all happy, I get to go surfing.
Right. That's the pyramid of respect and obligation.
Yeah. So, and I just love it. I mean, I think about it all the time. I don't know. Do you?
Yeah. I'm pretty well. I think about trying to make money more and trying to stay free so that I can do it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, if I don't have that freedom and I don't have the money, I'm going to have to get a job and I won't be able to go there and I'd be so miserable.
Yeah.
That opportunity to wake up and go surfing is everything. I want to talk to you about your bottom turns, mate. I've seen some incredible photographs of you doing bottom turns. There's that one in particular on the red board where it's just leant over. You can't even see yourself. Yeah. Single fin, right?
Single fin.
Tell us about that shot.
77. Well, the shot comes out in Surfer magazine. It's like a half page or full page, whatever, and it has me bottom turning, and it says Allen Sarlo, Rocky Point, and I'm going, that's not me. I'm like, that's not me. That's Dane K. Aloha or Barry Kanarapuni, or it's not me. And then I look close, and it said Con Surfboards, and I was the only guy ever to ride a Con surfboard, that's from Santa Monica at Rocky Point, and I was just like, wow,
that's an incredible photograph and shows how much you can lay a turn over. You also got into the big stuff, and I remember the cover shot of you at Todos Santos.
Yeah.
Another incredible bottom turn shot that's stuck in my mind.
Yeah. Well, I was, Fu and I were talking back and forth, and Fu goes, there's a big swell, and all the boys are going to Todos. And so it's Brock Little and Parsons and me, and I forget the other.
Chris Farnsworth, I
think.
Yeah,
Farnsworth. Yeah. And it was the four of us, and the waves were just perfect. Funny story, man. So we go out, and everybody says, oh, I'm just going to watch the waves, right? So I got, screw that, I'm out there. So I paddle out, and I don't sit far enough out, and the whole boat's going, set, there's outside set. And so I'm paddling right up this set, and the waves here, and I'm going, oh shit. So I jump off my board, and I go, well, I'm just going to take 3 strokes through the lips. So 1, 2, 3. And I pop my head out, and I'm going over the falls on a 20-foot wave. And I just get annihilated. And then the next wave hits me, and I get just annihilated. I was exhausted. I was done, right? Yeah. And I thought to myself, well, that's the worst wipeout you could possibly have. So now I'm fearless. That's what I told myself. So I went out, and I ended up getting the cover of Surfing magazine. Yeah. Yeah. I just had that, positive, attitude.
Yeah, and you were able to turn that negative into a positive and turn it around and make it a platform for even better performance.
Yeah, because I figured, okay, there's nothing worse than that wipeout.
Yeah. What's the advice that you give to your kids or the young kids in the world today, growing up in the world today? Is there anything that you would tell them as life advice from someone who has lived a full, rich, beautiful life, mate?
Oh,
you've lived a good life. You're still living a good life. I'm so happy and proud of you.
Do the most productive thing at every given moment. When you're young, and then you could get things done, and then do it with a smile. Yeah. Oh, and my mom used to always say, smile and the world will smile with you, frown and you frown alone.
What was Mum's name?
Yeah, it was my mom, Shirley Sarlo.
Shirley.
Yeah.
Shirley, that was a good one.
Hey? That was a good one. So, always be positive and smile and when you make a decision to do something, think about the result. You're like, what? Okay, if I'm going to do this, what are the results?
Yeah.
You know, and then you go, oh man, that's not going to turn out so good. So I don't think I should do that.
Yeah. I'll be hungover tomorrow morning and I won't be surfing.
Or something, yeah. And, you know, so I think that, and then always just stay positive and, you know, love and joy, peace and happiness, and God, you know. I have God firmly planted in my heart, you know, so with that, you're honest, trustworthy, loyal, faithful husband, you know, so.
And that wasn't something that you had all your life, was it? I remember you telling me there's something you found a little later in your life.
Absolutely. Well, Jay and I were best friends. Yeah, Jay Adams. And Jay, I got in some stupid trouble, you know, I just wasn't thinking. And Jay goes, you got to come to Mexico. And I go, really? I got to come to Mexico? Yeah, I'm at Puerto Escondido and the waves are going off, and you got to come down here. And I go, oh. And I had the surf trip with my son planned to go to Tahiti and surf this outer island. And I go, what do you think, Colt? He goes, well, it sounds like we should go to Mexico, Dad. So we flew to Mexico, and Jay, I saw him, and he had this beautiful relationship with his wife, Tracy. And I was just watching them, they were just loving each other, taking such good care of each other, and laughing. And I go, Jay, I want that. He goes, you could have that, but you have to be right with the Lord Jesus Christ. I go, really? I got to be right with the Lord Jesus Christ? You know, I was being a little, like, you know, questioning that. He goes, yeah, you have to be right with the Lord Jesus Christ. So basically right there, I accepted God into my heart. Now you walk the straight and narrow path, and you do things correctly, and you're honest and trustworthy and faithful, and it's magical.
The sun's shining all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, you are a stoked bloke at that point. And on a sadder note, that was indeed the trip when Jay passed away. You were there when Jay passed, right?
Well, yeah, so Jay was in the next room.
Yeah.
Jay and Tracy, and I was staying here, and we had surfed, and the waves were good, and then Jay goes, I'm not feeling so good. And I go, well, we're supposed to go to dinner. And Trace goes, Jay's not feeling that great. So, believe it or not, so sad, he passed away that night. And it was just like we were giving him mouth to mouth. And I went down with a nurse, and we gave him CPR and all that stuff. But it was too late. But yeah, he brought me. And then right then, I was like, oh my God, I'm changed. You know, I found God. Jay brought me to God, to the Lord.
In that moment, in the last moments of his life, he was able to give you something that you still carry to this day and change your life for the better.
Yeah, that's what best friends do.
That's what best friends do, mate. That's a beautiful story. Tell us about the Malibu fires, more recent times. You know, that seems to be a pretty consistent thing that you've had to deal with in that part of the world.
Yeah, well, it was, my birthday's on January 9th.
Okay.
So I was over here with my wife surfing the North Shore for my birthday. You know, that's what I want to do for my birthday.
Some things never change.
Yeah. So one of my very best friends, Andy Lyon, calls me on the 6th, on the 6th, and said, you better get your ass home. The winds are going to be 200 miles an hour. And I'm, really, I got to come home. I mean, I'm in Hawaii, I'm having a great time. He goes, you got to come home. And he said it like that. And this guy, when he says something, you listen, because he says it from the heart. Yeah. And so I looked at my wife, and I go, okay, let's buy a ticket. And so it was $1,000 one way.
Yeah. Last minute.
Last minute. And so I bought one for myself and one for my wife, and we flew home. And then, so we get there on the 7th, and by the fire starts at 11 o'clock a.m., in the afternoon, a.m., 12 in the afternoon, and it's roaring. Starts in the Palisades, and it's southeast winds, and it's roaring towards Malibu. I turned the sprinklers on, and my daughter's staying with us. The fire comes at about 11 o'clock that night. We were just got all the hoses out, and I had the sprinklers on, and then 11 o'clock at night, it is raining ash, like just fireballs and raining ash. My daughter goes, "We're out of here, Dad." And I go, "No, we're not. We're going to stay." He goes, "No, we're out of here." So we drove to Surfrider Beach, and I'm watching the mountain on fire, and I can't do this. I got to run back. So I run back to my house, and she's in the car. She goes, "I'm not coming. I'm not going." I run back on the beach, and I go, and most of the houses on the beach were on fire, and my neighbors' houses were on fire, but my house is still there. My guest house burnt, but my house is still there. So I got the hose, and I'm hosing down everything, and I go, "I gotta call my friend Bobby," because he lives right down the street. And I go to the front yard to get the phone reception, and Bobby's watering the front. He came without calling him, and then I called Sophie. I go, "Sophie, get over here!" And so she drives through the roadblocks, and she just went right through the roadblocks. Anyways, we fought all night, and we saved our house. It was a miracle, and we were begging fire trucks to come up. Some came, some didn't come, but we got a couple fire trucks to come out, and they put out the fire behind us. And anyways, we worked like all night long, and we saved the house.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, it wasn't livable. The next day, it was smoke damage. It wasn't livable, and we had for 4 months.
You moved out.
Yeah, I moved out. But all my neighbors, they were driving away, and I was like, "Stay, we'll fight it together." And they're like, "No, we're out."
Yeah, it's a terrifying. Fire is.
It was
another level of fear.
Horrifically horrifying. That's
That's how you put it?
Yeah, horrifically horrifying. And it was scary, but I worked my whole life for this house. I wasn't
You weren't about to let it go.
I wasn't going to let it go. And thank God my daughter and my good friend Bobby Limqual was there, and we worked all night. And then thank God we got a couple fire trucks to come up.
Yeah. Where did that fighting spirit come from that did not allow you to leave your home and just leave it in the lap of the gods? You fought it off, mate.
Yeah.
Where's...
Oh, man. We had a lot of Bible studies at our house. I think a couple of my church friends goes, "Oh, it's because of all the Bible studies."
Yeah, right.
And I have a blue tile roof, and I think that it's a tile roof, so ceramic tile.
Yes. Gotcha.
So it didn't catch on fire. But I think it was just a fighting spirit. I also played football in high school.
Okay.
And in college, I played football in college, and that fighting spirit
Yeah. And
that you learn,
And when you take a wipeout.
Oh yeah, you take a wipeout at Todos,
Yeah, the one you talked about, go over the falls.
Yeah, I think you just, I don't know, man. I wasn't going to let that house burn.
Yeah.
If it was going to burn, it was going to burn. But we were doing everything we could to save it, and thank God it worked out.
And a lot of people not so lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And to rebuild is a nightmare.
We're here at Pipeline.
Yeah.
This is the Pipeline Studios. I want to tell you a little bit about a New Earth project and what they do and how we are in this position now. And the Stoked Bloke podcast exists. Atlantic Packaging is the largest privately owned packaging company in North America. And the third generation principal, Wes Carter, inherited from his grandfather and his father, he realised one day, looking at a list of the world's great polluters, that they were indeed many of his customers. And he realised that the packaging he was creating was indeed a large part of the problem, or part of the problem. And he realised that, hey, if I'm the problem, perhaps with a refocus, I can be the solution.
Nice.
And they created an innovation centre and a New Earth project, which is their initiative to rid the world's lakes, oceans and rivers of plastic.
Oh, thank God.
And so, yeah, it's radical out there.
Yeah.
You would have seen, a lot of detrimental things happen to the environment in your time.
I always pick up trash when I walk on the beach.
Yeah.
It's just, anything. I pick it up and I recycle,
Yeah.
right? Recycle.
Yeah.
We have recycling bins in Malibu.
Yeah.
And, some of the apartment buildings and stuff. Recycle.
Yeah. We've got to, and a New Earth project and Atlantic Packaging, reinventing the supply chain, sustainable, recyclable, and creating packaging options. They've done it in surfing, they're doing it in all sorts of categories and for brands and products, and creating a sustainable supply chain that actually doesn't destroy the planet at the same time as it supplies us with products. So big shout out to a New Earth project for what they're doing, for the support of the Stoked Bloke Show. A massive thank you to Allen
you.
Sarlo.
That was an honor.
Yeah, mate, such an honour, and it's we've had many surfs together now, and every time I see you out there, you put a smile on my face, and
Yeah.
I love what you're doing. It's inspiring me to keep doing what I do.
Yeah, I think I remember you won a surf contest out here.
Yeah,
Like in the 80s.
Billabong Pro.
Yeah,
19
the Billabong Pro right here
At Pipeline.
at Pipeline.
Yeah, mate,
I was
yeah.
on the beach. I watched the finals.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a dream come true for this
Yeah.
fella. That's for
In
sure.
the 80s, right?
89 that was.
Yeah, 89.
Well, it was the 88 world title, but January 2nd, 89, and
Oh yeah, you won the world title that
yeah,
year.
won the pipe event and the world title. Yeah, brother.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm so stoked you were there, mate. I'm so stoked that we've got to become friends, and I'm inspired by you. Many are. Thank you for joining us on the show, mate. Keep doing what you do, because we love it, mate. I love it too, and
do.
we're showing the young kids today that it's not just a kid's sport. Remember when you were young, it was like something that young kids did, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, you think you're 35, you're done.
Done, mate. Old. Here we are in our 60s.
Yes.
And we're still going.
Yes.
Still going strong. I'm with you, brother. Massive thank you, peoples, for watching the show. Big thank you to the Wave Killer, originally the OG of the shortboard revolution, Allen Sarlo. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.